What is going on, my peeps? Your boy Versatile is back with another video, back here to talk about my thoughts on the Sony a6100. And yes, I am vlogging with it right now. As you guys can see, I was over here watching my guys that kind of funny, getting my good gaming information, gaming news, all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna go about this like review piece a little differently for this because it's a camera. I'm gonna vlog shortly or briefly in-house to let you kind of get the vibe of what it's going to be like if you was to use this camera for video or for vlogging. Everything that's going to be in here is straight out the camera as a JPEG, so I'm not doing any editing. This is for you to see the quality of the a6100. I picked this up for $600 with the kit lens 16 to 50 millimeter f3.5 to 5.6 variable aperture Sony optical steady shot lens. A mouthful. B&H was running a great deal last month, so I hurried up and scooped it up. Now Amazon is running a current deal for $600 for the body only, and I think it might be $650 or $700 if you was to do the kit lens bundle. There go the wife in the background. So why did I get this camera? Well, I got this camera for B-roll as a second camera, and when I do wedding photography and everything, it will be a little different. I have another tool I can use or a piece of equipment, and then the wife is gonna start vlogging again, so I got the camera so we both can use it. So it's kind of got like a dual purpose. Now for the testing of this video also is going to be with the kit lens. I'm not, see, lighting is crazy, right? The lighting, I'm not using the Sigma 16. I will do that in another video, but this is just to show you what you'll get with the kit lens and the a6100. As we know, it's APS-C camera, which means crop body sensor. It's the same sensor you will get in like the A7 III. There go right there. There go my baby right there. 24.2 megapixels. You got 425 phase detection points. ISOs like from 100 to 32,000. It's the Exmor Bionz X CMOS sensor. So all that fun jazz right there. You get the superior autofocus that Sony has been just working marvels with their cameras. So you're getting all that in this nice compact body, and I will show you in B-roll that you can fit this camera in your pocket with a lens. Who remembers that? Who remembers me saying you can fit a camera with a lens in your pocket? Guess what? You can do that with the a6100, as you guys just saw right there. So the first thing I'm gonna do is show you guys a time-lapse feature of me actually setting up my new studio kit for my microphone studio kit from Rode. Interval shooting is a feature that they included in the a6100. So you can shoot time lapses, and of course you got your SEQ settings, but you can shoot time lapses, nighttime photography especially, and then like if you want to do hyperlapse stuff, you could do that with the interval shooting feature. And what that does is basically allows you to shoot still shots at a duration, and then how many shots you want. It'll let you know how long it takes. You can even do silent shooting with it. So I know I've been kind of standing here, as you guys can see. Now this is my arm fully extended, and I'm using a Manfrotto tripod to hold it. And again, this is all coming straight out of the camera. No, there's no picture profiles. They're all creative styles though. And creative styles with the portrait style and the autumn leaf style, got those from Chris Brockhurst. Very solid. If you want your autofocus to be a little faster as well, turn it to be a little more turn it on the responsive. That way it will be much faster, as you guys just saw there. So we're gonna go into the room. It's a little more dimly lit. The wife's in there also, so you might see her in the background, but I'm gonna set up my studio kit, and then that'll be another video. It's a Rode video mic, and then I'm gonna take this outside, show you guys how this does outside as well. All audio is coming straight from the body. I have the Rode Video Micro coming. It should be here tomorrow. I actually might be able to include B-roll for it right now, and another piece of an accessory tool that you can use that will allow you to still use the articulating viewfinder that flips up and use the mic, and it won't interfere with you being able to see yourself. So that's all going to be in this video going forward, but I just wanted to show you guys, talk about that right now. So without further ado, let's get to that time lapse, baby. So guys, as you see, all the packaging. Rode video mic is very straightforward setup, pretty easy. I actually kind of confused myself for a quick second because it's my first time kind of setting up something like this, and I guess you'd have to kind of get like a converter if you want the mic to go more forwards than it is now. So that I'm gonna have to look into, but that is the mic. As you guys can see there, it looks nice. And then of course what would be next to it right here would be, of course, my other tripod for my camera, and then you get a nice 25-foot cable, so that way you got your connection that you put into that you would connect the mic to, and then you connect this part to your camera. So all in all, pretty easy setup. Yeah, I just have to look into changing this orientation here, I guess, but that's gonna be fun. So there we go. Now actually, yeah, do they actually show you? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like they show you, no. I wish they did. Yeah, they don't. Oh well, right there. Maybe, but you know, you do get a ride coat shielding for it and everything, but like I said, that'll be another video. Now, for now, let's go outside. There we go. I'm still trying to get, I'm still trying to get used to vlogging. It's been a while since I did this. Now we're gonna get outside so that way I can show you guys what outside looks like. Thankfully, the sun isn't crazy outside, so it shouldn't be too bad. Sony has two auto features that is supposed to work very well. Of course, this is intelligent audio, or intelligent auto, and this works when it's very bright, or you know, really help with highlights and stuff like that. And then you have a superior auto mode, which helps during more nighttime. So even though the room was a little bit darker, it looks to be that intelligent auto still worked pretty well. But again, I was also doing still shots. I wasn't doing video. So that's one test down. And now we are at nighttime. As you guys can see, it's pretty dark. It's actually like 8:30, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm using superior auto mode. And by the way, I now have the video micro attached and plugged into the camera, so the audio should sound a little bit different. I don't have the Karibo on there right now, so if it gets windy, I'll probably try to put it on, but just wanted to kind of give you guys what it looks like in superior auto mode. It kind of helps with noise reduction. It might do a little bit of skin softening, and of course I have a street light shining on me, you know, where I'm at. But this is at nighttime, or very close to nighttime, and it looks like it still doesn't do that bad in terms of video quality and you being able to see yourself and somebody else with you. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of superior auto mode or this camera, the a6100, shooting at nighttime. And we are outside again. This time we're not using superior auto mode, we're using just the regular standard program auto mode. So when you put it in the bruh, this tree scared the life out of me. When you put it in movie mode, you can select from different options. So I picked program auto mode, and it seems like it also does better to work with the audio. So I don't know if the audio is different between this clip and the clip we just watched, but with program audio, this is now what you're getting at nighttime as well. So it's a little bit different. I noticed that Sony's got so many different auto modes. Like, of course, you got intelligent auto and superior auto, but what I noticed is it doesn't at least let you like pick your audio levels, but that also seems like it might be a little bit more towards the photography side of things. And then in movie mode, using program auto, and I have ISO on auto as well, this seems like it does, it's more programmed towards, of course, video. So that's why the option to then adjust audio levels was there. So with me holding it out a little bit further, I'm sure I might have been clipping a little bit because I had it so close to me. But now having it far away, this 16, or really once you do the math, it's about 24 millimeters, isn't too far away. I mean, I got long arms too, so that's why there's so much space, you know, between me and or around me. But this is what it looks like at night with the a6100 in program auto mode in the movie setting, or in movie mode for vlogging. This is probably the mode I should suggest if you just want to throw it in auto and record. This is what you got right here. This is it right here. All right, so in the shade it looks really good. Now I'm outside, it looks like it's not really controlling the highlights as well. So you do kind of get some control over that. Although it's a variable aperture lens, it stops down as you tighten the shot. So right now it's at 3.5, and I can change it if I really wanted to. So if like, let's see here, it's a little different. Oh no, maybe I can't. Yeah, I can, see. So, oh, it does go, of course it does. All right, so right now, since I'm outside, I'm probably gonna do something in the F5 range, just to kind of limit the light. I'm sweating already. I also changed my shirt because I'm gonna go play basketball soon. But how is stabilization? The lens is optically stabilized, but the camera body is not. So it's a little different. I believe the a7 III does have in-body stabilization, and then lenses, you know, can also help further stabilize your footage. Now this is all just in the videography segment of this video. And with videography, see, I hate that you have to adjust it, because I thought it would allow you to adjust on its own for the auto mode, but I don't know, I guess not. I'm still learning the a6100 in terms of controls, because that's one of the things I'm about to talk about right now. What I'm used to with the a7 III is the what I'm used to is better control over your trinity of controls, you could say. So your ISO, aperture, and shutter speed is much easier to control on the a7 III. There's like 2 dials, one on the front for aperture, one on the back for shutter speed, and then you can actually assign your dial to control ISO. Whereas here on the a61, you only have 2 levels of control that you could control on the spot, and that's let's see, the dial controls the aperture, and then there's one, oh man, yeah, and then there's a black dial that controls shutter speed. If you wanted to check out your auto, your ISO, you actually have to like click on a button and then adjust it in like a window, and that I don't like. That's the one feature that I don't like, that makes it hard to control light on the spot because of that. Now, of course, you're gonna hear a lot of outdoor sounds, crickets and everything, because I am outside. I'm at 16mm still. I just kind of holding the camera a little closer to me. It is, for the most part, a lightweight setup. There's no issues there. In terms of what you can shoot, it does shoot 4K 30 with a slight additional crop in. I shoot 4K 30 with my a7 III, has the same crop factor. And then, of course, use 1080p up to 120 frames per second. For the purposes of this video, it's 1080p at 30 frames per second, just because I typically shoot at 30 frames per second anyway. So that's the video portion of this, and it goes to show you how much Sony kind of thought and put into consideration for the a6100 to be a nice step up from the a6000. Now, in terms of battery, you got the older battery in this, like the MP battery or whatever. The Z battery is in the 6400, I believe, and the 6600, and then of course a7 III. But this camera, I won't say suffers, but does have the older battery, and it's not too bad, especially when you're shooting 1080p content. You should be able to get a few hours of shots out of that, or shooting, I should say. And in terms of photography, it should last you a decent little bit. Advice, I guess, if you're doing a lot of shooting or you're going on a long day, bring an additional battery, so that way, you know, it doesn't interrupt whatever you're doing. But in terms of video, I would say the a61 is solid. I shot 2 videos with it on my channel, the Galaxy Tab S6 Android 10 update and the Galaxy Tab S6 keyboard case cover review that I just posted. Those 2 videos were shot strictly with the a6100. So if you guys haven't already checked those out, let me know what you guys think of the video quality. It's just like a straight down shot of me, you know, checking out a piece of tech. Now outside, let me take it off for me now. And here's outside. So as you guys can see, the greens look green. They look very much the same in the viewfinder as it does in real life. And it's again at 16. Now, this lens, I believe, is a power shot lens or a power zoom. So if you hear the zoom, as I creep in 30, 40, and then 50, you know, this is what it will sound like. And you can zoom in and out with the actual slider. Now, of course, you can manually zoom in as well, but you know, if you want to be more particular with your shots. But overall, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So let's talk about the photography setting, or I don't want to say photography setting, but can this do well for photography? I would say yes. This is a very good compact camera. If you had to have a backup camera, or if you had an assistant that was coming with you or was also learning the ropes, this a6100 does a very good job of taking pictures as well. Now, I've uploaded some pictures on Instagram, and these have been straight out the camera from the a6100. Now, there was 1 or 2 shots that I felt like it could have did better in terms of properly adjusting for the highlights or maybe a little bit of fringing. But other than that, everything was very solid with those pictures. And for me, I'm going to be investing in full frame lenses because I do have a full frame camera. If you don't have a full frame camera, you're probably going to be fine investing in the APS-C versions of lenses because you save money and it will still, of course, work with the APS-C camera. Now, of course, it's a crop factor regardless, but if you don't have full frame, don't worry about buying full frame. Just buy APS-C. For me, since I have a full frame camera, I'm only going to buy full frame lenses because I can take those lenses and transition them over to this camera if need be, and I can still maintain very, very good quality because it's a full frame lens. And so for me, the current lens that I have, even though the Sigma 16 is not full frame, I do have the Sigma 16 APS-C. I have the Sony full frame 50mm, which will translate to, or it would be equivalent to a 75mm on the a6100, and then I have the Sony full frame 85mm, which would translate to somewhere around like 137mm, somewhere in there. So, and it's equivalent. So of course you're just using more of the centered portion of the lens because it's cropping in, but it's still going to be good quality or better quality. Now, it shoots 11 frames per second burst shots. If you want 11 frames, you have to go compressed raw, and if you do uncompressed raw, I think it's somewhere around the 8 or 9 frames per second, and the A7 III does something similar in that it's 10 frames per second compressed, and uncompressed it's 8 frames per second. So to me, I don't do a lot of burst shooting anyway. I've actually, if anything, just now kind of adopted single shot autofocus for like photo shoots and everything, just because, you know, more stable, I guess you could say stagnant subjects means I can use that instead of using continuous autofocus, which is really good for video. But for me, I don't even do burst shots, so for me, it's not as big of a deal for the frames per second. But it is interesting that this shoots 1 additional frame per second over the A7 III. Now, this did come out after the A7 III, I believe, but hopefully the A7S III is going to give us a lot more in terms of video and photography. But for the a6100, solid. It's a very solid setup. I really like it. I mean, just in terms of vlogging, the fact that I've been seeing my wife use this camera, setting it up with the tripod, walking around, just doing stuff, lets me know like this camera is for anybody that is interested in using a camera outside their phone. And like for her, at first she didn't think she would, and now she uses the camera. She's interested in trying to use it. She's learning how to play around with the dial. So I can't say, had I not started with the full frame, I probably would have easily adjusted to this a lot more. But because I'm so used to the versatility and controls and options on my A7 III, it is a little bit confusing how and where things are laid out on the a6100. So no, of course, I'm not switching over to APS-C. I'm keeping my full frame close to me. I've actually just bought a new Micah camera grip that I installed on the bottom. So now I have even more grip with my hand in terms of holding it. And then in terms of accessories for the a6100, as you guys saw, I got the video mic for my a7 III. Well, I got the video micro for this and a cold shoe mount from Small Rig. Small Rig has a cold shoe mount where it actually takes the mic and moves it over, and then you can still, of course, plug it in to the camera and it's not in the way of your viewfinder. So yes, with those accessories, you have a very solid, lightweight setup that you can go on your day about and vlog. If you want to do some cinema, you know, cinematic activities, you can do that with this. It's a very solid setup. It's affordable, it's lightweight, it fits in your pocket, and you won't be breaking the bank, and you can have fun with it. Even if you get a gimbal, you can get like the, what is it, the Zion M Crane 2 or Crane M2 that for this specifically. So if you want some gimbal work to even, you know, better boost your stabilization and smooth footage, boom, slap this on there and you're good to go. You don't even have to worry about anything like that. And that's like, I think that might be like $150 to $200 for the Crane M2, but that's perfect for the a6100. For me, I would get that for the a61, and I would get me the Zhiyun Rebel S for my a7 III. But that's a perfect setup. That's all you need for this. And so, is the a6100 suggestible? Yes. Links, of course, down in the description below. Get this camera. Now, if you do already have lenses, I would say you don't have to opt for the 16 to 50 millimeter. For me, I actually like it because it is, again, lightweight. It's still smaller than the Sigma 16, even it fully extended like this. So that's also interesting. I can see why people don't like it like that. For me, it's the variable aperture. As you go up, it stops down. Or as you tighten the shot, it stops down. I like constant or consistent aperture and only change it when I want to. So for me, I probably would forego the kit lens, but because it was only $600 to get both, of course I wanted to get it and try them out for you guys. And as you guys see, quality wise, it's not bad. This lens is not bad, and it is optically stabilized. But if you already have lenses, just get the body and then use your lenses, or even get the Sigma 16. It's like $150 more than the kit lens, and of course it's a prime lens, so you're gonna get very good quality out of that. I hope you guys appreciate and enjoyed the video, all the B-roll that I had of the camera in frame, and then when you guys saw other stuff, it was from the a6100 shooting that, and then all the pictures, a6100 JPEG straight out the camera. It shows you the quality that Sony put into this camera at an affordable price point for everybody. So now as I extend my arm again, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of the a6100. Are you picking it up? Do you have it? Are there other accessories you could recommend, or other setups you could recommend for the a6100? Let us know down below. But your boy Versatile is signing out, and until the next video, woo, wait for it.